Premiership is back this weekend after the international break. It's quite interesting that anytime there's an international, when the England team or the Irish or Scottish team play an international break, or Brazil or Argentina or Spain and all those teams, when you get back from international duty to start the Premiership over the weekend, it's very fucking difficult for the players to focus. Back in the 70s, international football was okay. It was a different time in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. But coming into the 2000s, the football is a lot different now from the football over the years, over the international break in previous years. This Premier League, because of the influx of players playing in the Premier League, and when they go in international break, like teams like Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, Arsenal, Tottenham, and all those other teams, say Everton or Burnley or Tottenham and all those teams, it's very hard, it's very difficult to get stuck in. You start to lose a lapse of concentration, you know what I mean? Because you're playing international football at a high intensity of heat. Anyway, you know what I mean? Because even though playing football this weekend, Premiership, I'm kind of glad the Premiership is back. I just think international football, when the teams take a break from the Premier League and it comes to international football, it's a bit hard to take, because it's every so often, because of the tournament coming in, like the European Championship that's coming in now, and that starts next year. And they've got to play all the preparation for the games anyway. And Gareth Southgate job, could it be his last tournament? Could England ready to lift the trophy since 1966, the World Cup? That's interesting to see, you know. And then you got big matches coming up. You got Manchester City and Liverpool, and Manchester United and Everton. I don't know who Arsenal plays over the weekend, but I like to think that City can put one over on Liverpool. And I think if City won 3 on the trot against Liverpool, it'd be the victory since 1937 when Manchester City won the league title. You know what I mean? It'd be 3 or 4 consecutive victory since 1937 when Manchester City won the league title. And that's the last time City ever have that consecutive victory over Liverpool. You know what I mean? It's going to be a hard fucking game, but I do have a feeling that it'll be a draw. But with Liverpool in form, with Mo Salah, Diaz, and Nunes and all that, so we got Haaland, Silva, Doku, and all that, you know, Phil Foden, and Kevin De Bruyne being back, that'll set the pigeon alight anyway. But if City can win, it'd be nice. But it won't be an easy match. It'll be a tough match with Julian Alvarez. It will be a tough match, you know what I mean? But I just think if City's gonna beat Liverpool, we'll beat Liverpool only just. I say, you know, 2-1 or 3-2. I really think it'll be a fucking draw. And if Erling Haaland gets his shooting boots on, and with Mo Salah with his skills and with his skill and trickery and all that, well, it's a worse fucking. I really think it's a worse time for Manchester City to play Liverpool after an international fucking break. I just think it's the worst time. It is the worst time to play them. I'm sorry to say, it's the worst time to play them. I reckon it'll be a draw. I said I'll finish about 2-2. I said that'd be the scoreline. You know what I mean? But it's just hard to get back into the swing of things, especially when it's international break anyway. But hopefully Hopefully a victory for City. Hopefully. You know what I mean? I can only hope, really. You know, but I think it'll be all right. You know what I mean? If it's City, it'll be all right. You know what I mean? But the Premier League is up and running anyway. Yeah. I mean, a creator had a video before. I'm not going to say the word anyway. But there are just certain things you do not discuss over a dinner table. Especially when it's come on to Thanksgiving. Don't discuss things. If that kind of subject was to approach like that, I'd be walking off me. I don't like things like that, especially when you just have a nice meal. You know, you don't discuss things like that. You know? And I know it was the budget this week. So I'm gonna really have a look. The prices of everything's gone up and how benefits gonna affect and how things are gonna affect everybody. With the budget and all that. It's it's a winter budget anyway. You know what I mean? But I tell you what now. I mean, a lot of people calling the UK this and that and Arsenal and Kofa. You go to another country, be a lot fucking worse than here. You know what I mean? Things are not straightforward and things are not straight fucking cut. It's not cut and fucking dry in other countries. You know what I mean? But, you know, what can I say? You know what I mean? And then the weather is very cold anyway. Because I went out earlier on today because it makes a change because the weather, because when you go outside it's wet all the time. So it's kind of make a fucking change that we had a bit of sun anyway. We had a bit of dryness and not too much rain anyway. You know what I mean? Not too much rain anyway, so you know what I mean? So it makes a change. You know what I mean? With the weather and all that, you know what I mean? Makes a change. You know, it makes a change and everything, you know. And then I was watching some documentary before, which was interesting, you know what I mean? You go on YouTube, you go on this YouTube channel, you really get everything on YouTube anyway. You get all the information. You get most information are correct. But some information are not always correct. So you've got to be really, really careful on YouTube that some information is never always accurate. So you know what I mean? So you just got to get the real information and everything, you know what I mean? You just got to get the real information to make sure that the information that you watch and you get is absolutely correct. You know what I mean? So it's absolutely correct. So you know what I mean? Histories are quite good. You learn some interesting things on YouTube anyway. You get to hear about the documentaries and things like that, and then you got the famous people and all that. So you know, you get to hear you get to hear things like that anyway. So you get all the information and the correct stories on YouTube. So, you know, but sometimes some of it, you know, like sports and all that, you can't believe everything they say on sport as gospel. So, you know what I mean? So you just got to give it a fucking bly, really. It's not giving it a bly. You just got to give it a wide fucking berth, you know? You know what I mean? You know, but then coming back to the international break, you know what I mean? But I'm so glad the Premiership is back. And I think the City match against Liverpool is on Sky anyway, so I might be up for that anyway. I might watch that anyway. The kickoff was 12:30. Why couldn't it be 5:30 or something like that? You know what I mean? You know. I was just listening to some music on YouTube anyway. Quite good. But some of this stuff that on YouTube are very educational. You know, it's for more or less education purpose. You know what I mean? So it's very interesting. And they were talking about the Moors, or who the Moors were. And that was interesting. So I only just saw a bit till my phone rang anyway. education purpose.